모든 경기장 도시형.
So here we are on Shattered Temple, a lovely little map, an improvement of the original Lost Temple that came out with the game's release last year. Or was it more than a year ago now?
Yeah.
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. But at any rate, on the right side of the map, in the red, trying to get a win and even things up for Team Quantic, it is AGH. And on the left side of the map, winning our last game against Apocalypse on Daybreak from the Team Evil Geniuses, it is IGNProLeague.
Yeah, SC2's been out for a year and a half now, and if you want to go back all the way to beta, 2 years this game's been around and kind of in the public eye. So obviously, still has a lot of life left on it because we have multiple expansions coming down the pipeline as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game develops over the coming years, as it's already come so far in the last 2.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's StarCraft. It just keeps evolving. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, no 2 games are ever the same. Well, usually, unless it's PvP for a while there last year. But you know, and it's a game where players are always finding new things to do, finding new ways to kind of exploit little mechanics here and there in the game. Yeah, which is kind of fun to see as well. They've got that like scroll left-clicking thing going now, which is inevitably going to be changed.
Oh boy, yeah,
kind of interesting.
That's going to come pretty quick, I would imagine. So, but it's been a while since we've had a significant patch in the game, you know?
Yeah, you know, it actually has, and I'm happy about that, actually.
Yes.
I think it's good when players can kind of sit on a patch for a while and really learn it.
And the game has been developing very quickly lately, even without any sort of patching, which is kind of what I said was going to happen. It's what happened in Brood War. Patches were few and far between, and yet the metagame shifted significantly as new strategies were discovered.
Well, I mean, yeah, patches are fun and exciting to talk about, but, you know, when you're playing at a pro level, you don't want to be having to kind of rethink things all the time. So
sure.
That's kind of a good deal there. So both of these guys going for a pretty normal openings, Gateway and Gas at not an unusual timing at all.
Sure.
Now this map is a map that's fantastic for Blink Stalkers, and the 3-gate Blink Stalker is kind of what everybody has been defaulting to in a lot of PvPs lately. It's not exclusive, but most people are going for the Blink Stalker play right now, sometimes with the Robo added in, sometimes not. But I would say if either of these guys wanted to do it, this would be a great map for it. Now, AGH did pick this map, too, so it's quite possible that he has another plan in mind. Do you want to go back to IGNProLeague's base really quick? Oh, he's doing it, too. Never mind. That works.
Yes, they both are. They both are. I was showing them.
In case you guys don't know, if you park your worker right next to their geyser, they can't build on it. So it's a way to block it without actually blocking it. Oops, IGNProLeague losing his probe there.
Right, he was worried about chasing the one away from his base, but...
irony.
Oh, that probe will get away eventually. It is much faster than the zones, unless it just sits there.
Oh,
and that's
man.
not good. The probe, if it had just run away, would have been
The probe's like, I'm tough, I can take it. You learn the hard way then.
You can't.
Yeah.
You will not return to serve.
Zealots hit pretty hard, man.
That is true.
And they have those blade things on their hands, too. It's not like you just get punched by it.
See, those things almost kind of remind me of, like, whenever I see games that are based on Star Wars, for example. So I'm playing the Old Republic right now, so obviously that's relevant. But, it looks like we have a Stalker engagement. Eventually, once this Zealot catches up, that's going to push IGNProLeague back. He's going to have to run away. But whenever you saw lightsabers, they should just kill everything in one hit. You can't just, like, swing with a lightsaber and have it do some damage.
Well,
that's what I think these little blades should do. They should just kill everything.
I suppose. You have to kind of sustain some disbelievability there with that. Sentry for IGNProLeague coming out should tip the scales in our blue Protoss player's favor there.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. It does reveal to AGH that there's not a 4-gate coming, though. If you see the Sentry, that's obviously not going to be happening. And a Stargate coming up for AGH. Interesting. You know, we have seen some Phoenix Expand builds in PvP lately, and a Twilight Council for IGNProLeague. So, yeah, probably going for the Blink. 2 more gateways as well.
Right, very standard, safe 3-gate Blink Stalker.
Yeah, we might have a little bit of an interesting PvP on our hands here.
All right, so we'll see if AGH can make his way in there on the back of those Phoenixes in a bit, and he's got
a Robo Bay
as well.
Okay, all right.
Oh, and making their way up, and IGNProLeague felt like he could take all of those on. Just a little bit off with his force field, though, so it looks like the Stalkers will eventually get away, but he does trap and kill a Zealot.
Yep, that's right. And yeah, IGNProLeague is going to be perfectly safe here now if he decides to even expand if he wants to as well. He's going to get Blink first, but he's, yeah, I don't think we're going to see an expand. What a silly thing for me to say. But, you know, he's going to be safe for a little while anyway. Obviously, AGH not going to be able to put a whole lot of pressure onto him. And Phoenixes against Blink Stalkers generally doesn't work out terribly well for the player going Phoenixes. So I think AGH's got a bit of an uphill battle with this one.
I want to see what's going to pop out of this Robo, because I want to know what direction he's taking this. Well, already IGNProLeague actually is ready to make a big push. He's got quite a few Stalkers. He's going to be able to warp in 3 more here in a second. It is Immortals for now, so that's, of course, what he needs to hold off Blink Stalkers. The Immortals are very, very strong against those armored units.
Yep, I think IGNProLeague just kind of wanted to put down a pylon and look to see if there's any sort of really fast expansion coming up for AGH.
And there's not, of course, as we can see. That probe is going to be continued sent to the front just to be able to throw down pylons in case the one does get destroyed. But, yeah, looks like IGNProLeague going to trap a Stalker. A nice little win for him.
Yeah, not quite sure what AGH was doing with that Stalker. He wasn't really able to get any sort of information from it. There's a Robo Bay for the observers for IGNProLeague.
And this is only the second Phoenix that's come down yet, so because AGH did invest in that Robo facility with Immortals initially.
That's a little bit of a confusing choice by AGH. I mean, you can't afford really Phoenixes and Immortals very well on one base,
right?
And have a good kind of gateway core backing it up. So I'm really wondering about his decision making there, and that doesn't help. Losing the Phoenix. IGNProLeague knows exactly what's going on now in case he hadn't seen that before, and he should be feeling pretty confident right now. Now, here's the thing, though. AGH does have 2 Immortals out, so he's in a good spot to kind of handle those Stalkers at the moment, but I think that's going to be an edge that's going to kind of slip away as the Stalker numbers just get kind of out of control for IGNProLeague.
Yeah, I mean, especially as IGNProLeague is going to be able to push out very, very quickly. Oh, he actually sees the Phoenixes coming across once again with his probe and does a little bit of damage. Isn't able to secure himself a kill, but he's going to try and blink back, do whatever he can now to stop these Phoenixes, and they're going to have to turn around and go home. So once again, IGNProLeague just on top of all those Phoenixes flying across the map.
You notice that he actually did not reveal that he had blink there? He could have blunk ahead and taken out at least one of those, but he did not show it to his opponent yet. I think AGH's got a pretty good idea. I mean, and I believe he's probably flown over the base by now too. But IGNProLeague trying to stay as tricky as possible here.
Yeah.
You know, pylons aren't attached to the ground, so why can't Phoenixes lift them up?
That's actually a really good point. So I think they count as a massive unit, technically, if they were units.
IGNProLeague's about to lose his observer.
Yes, he is.
Unless he moves it away right now,
Oh, he is actually
moving close.
Away.
All right, that was close.
Ooh, and with the Phoenixes almost flew again over those Blink Stalkers in the middle of the map. We'll see another Warping Cycle here in a bit, and then IGNProLeague may just go around his opponent. We'll find out. There's a Void Ray coming up now for AGH.
All right. Well, a little bit of everything here for AGH, and IGNProLeague has to be careful there.
Yes, he does.
All right, so 3 Immortals right now for AGH. He does have the Phoenixes as well. Yeah, IGNProLeague blinking away. That fight was indeed a little bit too close, I would say.
Yeah, lost his observer as well.
Yeah.
Looks like he's starting to make Immortals out of his robotic facility. Another observer going to come up after that. We do have a lake speed, actually, for Zealots coming up now.
I think it's a good idea to add on some Zealots here as well. I mean, he's going to need something to kind of handle those Immortals. Ideally, take some damage if AGH isn't controlling things as well as he could have. And, yeah, I'm not quite sure what AGH really is planning to accomplish with the Void Ray. It seems like something that would die fairly quickly, so we'll have to see. Really interesting build from AGH here. This isn't something that we've seen for a very long time. It almost reminds me of like what IMC did, you know, like last year in the GSL, like really early last year. It's kind of interesting.
Both players staying on one base for so long at the moment.
Templar Archives for IGNProLeague.
Exactly. Wow. So we have Templar Archives coming up now. So a very large tech investment off of just one base. Of course, those minerals are starting to get pretty low now. So both players are going to need to think about an expansion unless they're just going to move as heavy all in as they can off of one base. Looks like IGNProLeague going to start trying to take the gold.
Huh. All right. Well, why not? I mean, he's in a good position to do that. So
yes.
Oh,
well,
maybe not.
Just wanted to soften up the rocks for later. So. It's okay.
Nothing wrong with that?
Yes. Threatening them. They haven't paid their dues lately.
Yep.
And looks like he is going to take this opportunity to blink into the main. And there's an Archon forming up for him as well as he's going to move out with quite a few units. Once he blinks in here, though, he should pull enough units off the line. He can run forward.
We've arrived
charge lots.
in the main. There we go. Okay, so now, focusing down the Robo, too. If he can snipe off some tech, that would be quite helpful.
Yes, it would.
AGH not reacting at all. What is AGH doing? Okay, there we go. Finally moving some units back.
Yep.
And IGNProLeague snipes the Robo. Gets out without losing a single bit of shields even.
Right.
On his Stalkers. Nice little snipe there.
Good win for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to have to deal with any more Immortals for a while.
Right.
Did he get a glimpse of the Void Rays, though? That's Kind of an interesting situation here.
Actually, I'm not sure, but he's certainly, if they come back, we'll see them again. Blinking away again. Nice job there. Both players sitting at about 100 supply, still just on one base for now. And it looks like we are going to have an engagement. So, leg speed for IGNProLeague, and he does have a Guardian Shield down. Both players do now, as a matter of fact. A few Stalkers are picked up at the moment. IGNProLeague, with that Archon, actually killing so many Zealots, but the Immortals back at the back have not been touched quite yet. So we're going to see if there's enough on the ground. Oh, but all the Void Rays have fallen. Once all the Void Rays go down, that's most of the damage output in the air, because it looks like QxG.Agh is going to lose all of his Immortals on the ground, and now IGNProLeague has a big advantage in this game.
Yeah, IGNProLeague got a really good position there with those Zealots. He got them in, did a little bit of a surround, had enough DPS coming in on the ground to handle that, while his Stalkers took out things like the Void Rays. The Immortals for AGH were just occupied for so much time during that fight that IGNProLeague Stalkers just basically did whatever they want.
Right.
And even with the lifts from the Phoenixes, IGNProLeague's in a great spot right now. Yeah, another warp into Zealots, and that is it. GG. And IGNProLeague taking 2 games off Quantic already.
Yeah, very nice job from him, putting his team up 3-1.